Okay, I think we're recording. So, yeah, we're working the calves, working the feet. There's going to be a few mobilizations that we go through. They all sound very violent if you saw my Facebook post, but they're not. They're going to be fun, I promise. We've got some calf, we call it the calf bone saw. We have the plantar smash. We have the ankle distraction, and then some finger splice as well. So it all sounds very kind of like horror movie style, but trust me, your feet and your ankles should feel amazing after this. So as always, going to hit our quick test. We're going to hit a warm up, and then we'll get into our mobilizations from there. But yeah, what we will need today is a mod ball. If anyone hasn't got a mod ball, then I can show you some other mobilizations on a roller. But has everyone got a mod ball? Anybody not got a mod ball? Okay, good. Perfect. Oh, wow. So quick test today, because we're going to be working the feet, and the calves is going to be the ankle test. So for those that haven't done the ankle test before, basically what we're going to do, we're going to set up against the wall. We're going to put our foot roughly about a fist's width away from the wall, and then making sure that our knee stays in a good position, which is going to be tracking on the outside of the toes. We're going to push the knee as far forward as it will go, making sure that we keep the heel flat on the floor, and the aim is to try and touch the knee to the wall. If it touches, then come back, bring your foot a little bit further away, let's say about an inch. Go again, and you're going to keep going until your knee doesn't touch the wall. You're going to make a mental note at that distance, and then when we come back to the wall again at the end, we're going to put it back in a similar position and see if we can take that knee further. So to quickly show you that, I'll find the wall, fist's width away, and then I'm going to try and drive that knee forward and see if it touches. If it doesn't, like mine's slightly off, just make a mental note of that distance. So for me, that's somewhere around only about a centimetre. I've improved with my ankle mobility. And then you can do both sides. You may find that one side is tighter than the other and maybe a little bit further away. So hit our quick test first, find a wall, set up roughly about a fist's width away, try and get that knee to touch, keeping the heel flat. Do that a couple of times and then come back. Morning, Sally.
Hello.
Hello. We're just doing our ankle test at the moment, so you just come at the right time. So basically what there's another one's joining us. But I'll refresh this in a second, go through it again. There should be one more. I'll quickly go through this again. Good. So some of you may have great ankle mobility, others, like me, may not. No, Paul. I think we're very similar in the mobility department. Robin, are you there?
Hi, sorry, a little bit late.
So yes, so Robin, basically we're just doing our quick test. So today we're going to be working on the ankles and the feet. So you're going to need a mobility tool. Basically what we're doing for our quick test, if you haven't done this before, is just testing the ankles. So what I want you to do is find a wall, set your foot about a fist's width away from the wall, keeping the heel flat. You're going to drive the knee as far forward as we can. You're going to try and touch your knee to the wall. If it touches, bring it back a little bit. Go again until you get to the point where your knee is just away from the wall. Then I either want you to make a mental note of the distance between your toe and your hand, or if you're not touching at that fist's width away, just make a mental note of how far your knee is away from the wall. So to quickly show you, fist, foot behind, keep the heel on the ground, drive that knee towards the wall, keeping the heel down. If you don't touch, like I'm not, just make a mental note of the distance between your knee, or if it does touch, bring it back to the point where you're just off, and make a mental note of how far that distance is between the toe and the fist. So quickly hit that now for me. Have a little test, and then I'll go into our warm-up. I'm just going to mute you all as well, otherwise your pain face is going to come up on YouTube for the world to see, for millions to see. And also we're going to need one of these today. This, or it can be a tennis ball or a golf ball, whatever you have, spiky ball, whatever you have lying around. Okay, so we're going to go into our warm-up, which will be our Tabata. We're going to do some floor to sky reaches to get some blood pumping around the body. We're going to do some calf raises, and then we're going to do some mobilizing of the toes. So I'm just quickly going to show you these movements. Oops, chop my head off. Oh, too hard. Okay, so floor to sky reach. We're basically going to keep our feet on the floor. We're going to touch, get a little stretch in the back of the leg and down back of the calves, and then we're going to reach up as high as we can. So we're going to complete 20 seconds of this. Then for the calf raises, it's going to be coming up onto the toes and then taking those heels back down to the floor. And then when we move on to the toe mobilization, we're just going to round the toes underneath, drive them into the floor, and then we're going to tilt the toes back and then mobilize them forward. So we'll do 20 seconds one foot, just mobilizing the toes, and then 20 seconds the other foot. So when you're ready, up on your feet, I'll be Mr. Timer. So again, for those that are new, Tabata, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, and we'll keep alternating through, and I'll talk you through this. So it's going to be floor to sky touches first. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it doesn't need to be too fast. We're just moving through this nice and steady to get some blood pumping. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next, we're going to go into the calf raises just to get some blood into these calves. 3, 2, 1. So right up on top of the toes, and then heels back down to the floor again. If you want to, you can also bring the toes up at the front, almost like a rock. Three, 2, 1. So toe mobilization is next. We'll go right leg first, and all we're going to do is crunch underneath. You can rotate or do it if you need to. Go behind and then push the knee forward over the toes. So alternating between the two. Let's go. So toes, tilt them up, tilt them under. Again, a little rotation, push the toes into the foot. Bring the knee over the toes. Of weight. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Same again. Pushing the knee over the toes. Tucking the toes underneath. Sit and relax. In 10 seconds, we'll go back to our floor to ceiling reach. 3, 2, 1. Stretch the floor again. Reach nice and high. You can make this one a little faster this round. And relax. Calf raises next. 2, 1. Up onto the calves. You can rock again if you like. Just bring some movement through that ankle. Movement through the foot. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go toes on the right foot next. 3, 2, 1. So tucking the toes under, a little bit of rotation. Toes forward, taking that knee over. Back under again, little rotation. That's it, and then get ready to switch. That's it, change it over. Put those toes underneath, little rotation over the toes. Make sure we're getting all of them from big toe to little one. Getting all those little piers. So last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, so mobilization time. So we're going to start off with the calf bone saw. I know it sounds aggressive, but you can control the pain on this. That's the main thing. So calf bone saw, it's called the bone saw because basically what we're going to do is you're going to use the shin of one leg to mobilize the calf of the other. So how we do this is by taking one leg on top of the other. There's a few different movements you can do. We can rub the leg across, hence the saw, and you can work your way from just behind the knee all the way down to the Achilles. So we can do that. We can also place the shin in any tight point of the calf, and then we can also set our bum to the heel, which is then going to drive the shin bone into the calf as well. If you have a real tight spot, we can just sit it back, and then we can try and do a contract and relax. So you tense your calf, big deep breath in and hold, and then as you breathe out, you try and sit back a little deeper and let the shin bone go into the calf. So you might have some really tight spots on this, but basically we're going to spend 2 minutes each side trying to work any tight spots that you may have from the knee down to the Achilles. So when you're ready, on your knees, cheeky. Okay, so leg across, 2 minutes, starting now. So your choice, we can bone saw by taking that across. Oh, my calves. You can sit your bum back and then bring some movement into this by just rocking backwards and forwards and then moving your shin all the way down the back of the leg. Or if you have a really tight spot, set in position, sit back, big deep breath, squeeze the calf, and then as you breathe out, try and sit back a little deeper. And this is going to really help to loosen off the fascia, mobilize any knots, try and break those knots down that you may have, get rid of any tightness. So that's 1 minute gone. You might do 3 minutes here actually, maybe, I don't know. We'll see how we feel by minute 2. Mine is super tight. It could maybe do with an extra minute. We'll do 3 minutes. I don't know if Paul was nodding to that or he was just like screaming. So again, we can rock backwards and forwards here. It's also great to rub that shin across the back of the Achilles as well. That's just going to loosen up any tightness you have in the Achilles.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
That's 1 minute 45. We're going to go to the 3 minute mark. For my benefit, I'm sure it's for your benefit. Oh, I see some closed eyes here. This is good. That's it. So again, we can rock backwards and forwards on this as well if you have a tight spot. Or you can sit back and hold. Good thing with this mobilization is you can do it anywhere. Everyone's got a shin, everyone's got a calf. 30 seconds left. You can also drag your shin up and down the calf as well. 10 seconds and we're going to change. 3, 2, 1. Switch other side. So the same, we can saw from side to side. We can saw up and down. We can find a tight spot and sit back and forward. Or you can sit back and hold. Your choice. Again, you might find they have one side tighter than the other. Mine are just both tight. Both just hurt. So you can sit back as well and hold. Remember, if you sit back, we're going to aim to do the contract and relax, which will be squeeze of the calf, big deep breath in, hold, and then as you breathe out, you relax and try and sit a little deeper. That's halfway on this side. Good thing is this is the most painful one of the day. Once this one's done, they get a little nicer after this. We've got 1 more minute on this side. Again, once you find a tight spot, keep trying to work that tight spot until the pain just slowly starts to fade away. That's what we're aiming for when we do these sorts of mobilizations, for the pain to just slowly start to disappear. "30 seconds. And then next, we're going to go onto the mob ball and smash underneath our foot. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So next, you need this bad boy. So we're going to be working underneath the foot next. So we're going to be working the plantar fascia. So we're looking at from the heel to like the ball of the foot. And basically we're going to be standing on the ball. And what we're looking to do is roll the ball up and down the foot, side to side, anywhere that you feel tight around the arch of the foot. And basically we're just going to try and work out any tightness in the fascia or any knots that we may have in the muscular area of the foot. So to do this, you can set up against the wall if you need to. Ball will be on the floor, and then we're just going to rock that foot backwards and forwards nice and slow, side to side, little rotations and circles. Again, if you have a tight spot, we can just try and hold it in position until it starts to fade away. And we spend 2 minutes on each side of the foot. So again, I'll be timer. 2 minutes going on the clock, starting now. So foot on the ball, backward and forward rolls, work down the arch, work into the foot, and we're going from the heel down to the front of the foot. You can control the pressure. Little rotations as well. It's just going to loosen up all of that kind of tight fascial sheet, covers the foot, which then leads into mobility into the ankle and all that sort of good stuff. This is a great one if you spend time sat at your desk as well. You can just sit on your seat, get the mod ball under your foot, and start working underneath. Then you can go side to side. Again, look for anywhere that feels a bit tight. Try and focus on that area. We're a minute in. That's it, 30 seconds left on this side, and then we'll switch. Anyone feel tight underneath the foot? Yeah, Paul, thought you may. Rebecca? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and switch, other side. 2 minutes on the clock. Again, like I said with the calf, you may find that one side is tighter than the other. My left one doesn't feel as bad. You make sure you get into the arch, get down towards the heel, get to the front of the foot. Again, you can do rotations, you can do up and down, you can do side to side. Find a technique that works best for you. Everyone's going to be slightly different. It's a minute. Cool. 45 seconds left. Your feet are going to feel amazing after this. Anyone ticklish underneath the foot? Ticklish feet, anyone? No? Oh, Katie now. Dieter? Livia is. Oh, that's it then. And relax. Okay, so that's underneath the foot. Mobilized. Oh, that feels nice. So next, you may need a chair for this. We're going to do some ankle distraction next. So ankle distraction, and we're also going to work onto the back of the Achilles heel. So basically what I'm going to do for this, the idea of the distraction is to try and create some space within the joint of the foot. So I want you to almost imagine that you're going to try and push your foot off the bottom of your leg. That's kind of the concept. We're going to place our finger and thumb around the back of the heel. We're going to place the other finger and thumb on the front of the foot. We're going to push the foot away from the leg. And as we do this, we're going to do rotations. You might start to feel some clicks into the ankle. This is just going to create a little bit of space. We're going to do some rotations one way, rotations the other. We're going to keep pushing as much as we can. Also, what I want you to do here is using your finger as thumb as well. After you've done a few rotations, you're going to come down to the back of the Achilles heel, and you're going to rub your thumb up and down the Achilles heel. And this is just going to loosen off any fascia that kind of covers down the back or any tightness that you have in the Achilles heel. And you can also use your finger and thumb just to pinch the back of the Achilles heel as well. And that's just going to loosen up any tight skin that we have around the back there as well. So 2 movements, finger and thumb holding the foot. You're going to try and pull that or push that foot off the end of the leg while doing big rotations or forwards and backwards with the feet. And then to mix it up, you're going to pinch the back of the Achilles heel, or you're going to rub your thumb up and down either side of that Achilles heel. So this part here at the back of the ankle. So again, we're going to do 2 minutes either side, and that should loosen off all around that foot. So clock is going on now. So I'm going to start with rotations. Finger and thumb holding the foot, making circles. You can't see Louise in the background. She's laughing at me.
No, I'm laughing at.
She loves it. She likes feet.
Tickling there.
She's ticklish on the foot as well. This is a big rotation. Try and push that foot off as much as you can. Again, you might feel a couple of clicks here as you do this. Anyone feel any clicks in the ankle? Yeah? Good, that means that we're working some mobilization in the joint. Sometimes it might not always be tightness in the calf. It could be tightness around the joint of the ankle, especially if you've injured your ankles before, sprained them and that sort of thing. So that's a minute. And then also go down the back of the Achilles heel. So again, we're going to try and just pinch the skin. You're going to try and run your foot up and down. This can be a little painful. We're just trying to loosen off any tightness that we might have in the skin that's pulling on the cord at the back. So take it right down onto the back of the heel. That's it. Rub, pinch. You might feel that the skin's starting to loosen off a little bit. Back to some rotations. Push that foot off. Rotations one way, rotations the other. Go about 10 seconds, then we're going to change sides. And switch, other side. So trying to push that foot off first. So like we're trying to take the foot off the end of the leg. Big rotations. Oh, don't know if you heard that click then. Oh, hear that? Anyone? So rotations one way, rotations the other. Yeah. That's it. Keep trying to take that foot off. Don't worry, that's just my ankle. That's it, that's a minute. And then let's start working the back of that heel core. Achilles heel. So again, you might find that now I'm trying to pinch this side, it feels tighter compared to your opposite side was at the end. But again, just keep working that tight skin. You're running the thumb up and down, all the way down to the heel. Do some pinching as well to try and loosen it off. up onto the calf as well, just underneath the calf, all the way down the back. This can get really tight. And you can do this with other areas of the body as well. So if you find that you get maybe a little bit tight in the low back, just rubbing the fascia on the low back is a great one to try and loosen off as well. Again, you might start to feel that starting to loosen up a little bit now. It might be easy to pinch, or you might feel more movement in the skin as you rub it. That's it, 10 seconds. Just a couple more rotations. Good and relax. Next, onto the toes. So now we're going to try and mobilize the toes, and we're also going to try and mobilize the foot slightly as well. So these toes can get really, really tight, especially if we spend a lot of time in like tight trainers. Really between our toes, we should have like spread feet or gaps. If we've been wearing lots of tight shoes for a long time, these feet can get squashed together and we can lose mobility here in the toes, which then we lose mobility in the foot, which then we lose mobility to the ankle, and it just follows all the way up the leg. So, well, Paul knows what's happening. So basically what we're going to do here to mobilize the toes, I'm going to take our fingers, if we can, we're going to place these between the toes. And then from here, we're going to grab the foot, and then we're going to rotate the foot from side to side. Just really trying to get those fingers down as deep as you can. So trying to spread the toes. We can also grab the toes and then pull them apart. I don't need you to be too aggressive with this, just some slight pulls. We can grab the foot at the ankle, a foot at the top, and then we can twist the foot. You should have a little bit of rotation here as well. So we're just trying to bring some rotation through the foot joint as well. But we're going to alternate between all of those. Fingers between, pulling the toes apart, and then grabbing the foot, and then twisting it side to side. So same again, we're going to do 2 minutes either side, starting now. I promise your toes are going to feel amazing after this, and your feet. So try and get those fingers as deep as you can. It might be a little tight, especially if you wear high heels, Dieter. That's it, so get those fingers in between, just try and spread them out. Move the fingers around a little bit to mobilize them. Yeah, if you've got tight toes, this can be a little bit painful or hard to get those fingers down. No, mine are pretty tight as well, but they're loosening up. Again, you can pull those toes apart, so pulling them one from the other, just try and spread them. You can bend the toes backwards and forwards as well, like we did in the warm-up. Grab the foot, so grab it at the ankle, grab it at the end, start rotating the foot away from each other to bring some rotation into the foot. Everyone should have a slight bit of rotation here. We can go back to sticking our fingers between the toes. See if they've opened up a little bit. You can twist the foot. You can do the toes and the foot at the same time here. You can bend them forward, bend them back, twist. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, change feet. Other side, so finger between the toes. Try and spreading those toes away from each other. Again, you can twist the foot. You can bend those toes backwards and forwards. which will really bring some movement into this. And you can spread them, so you can pull them apart one by one. Anybody got web toes? Frogs? Any frogs over there? No? That's good. So bend the toes backwards and forwards. You can do it one by one. Again, you can grab the heel, grab the foot, try and bring some rotation into this. Again, go back to spreading the toes, get the fingers in between again. Try and get those fingers down as low as you can. Forwards, backwards, side to side. Pull them apart. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Just give the toes a little squeeze and a wiggle. Rotate the ankles around a little bit. That might feel a little bit looser already. And then once you've done that, let's go back to our ankle test and see if we've loosened off the foot, loosened off the ankle. So again, we're going to find the wall. Start off with fist away. Push the knee forward, see if it touches. Ooh, the mine touches now where it didn't beforehand. Try both sides. I'm a little bit tighter on my left, but it has improved. And you can bring it back. Whose feet feel amazing now? Just me?
Yeah, great.
Yeah? It's a bit different, hey? But yeah, any tightness that we have in the feet can lead up into the legs as well. So into the foot, into the ankle, and up the legs, and so on. Everything comes from the bottom up. So if we're tight here, it's then going to make us tight elsewhere. Awesome. Anyone particularly tight in any of those areas that we worked today? Robin was?
Calves.
Calves especially. Well, you can do that one everywhere. Where, sorry, Rebecca?
Feet.
Feet.
Very tight.
What about
Yeah.
the toes? Anyone struggle spreading the toes?
Huh?
Anybody struggle spreading the toes?
Me a bit.
Yeah, likewise.
I thought the ladies might have been struggling there from where sometimes we wear pointy shoes.
Lockdown.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, not at the moment. You could just walk around the house in them. Never know. Awesome, guys. So next week, anybody want me to attack anything in particular? Or just anything? Everywhere's tight at the moment.
It's all good.
Okay, I'll
Lower
think
back. Yeah.
maybe something upper body next week. Triceps. We haven't done triceps for a while.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one was a typical one. Okay, maybe triceps next week. I'll make a note. Awesome, guys. Well, have a great day.
You too.
Thanks,
It
Dave.
is. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Like feet. I'll probably see you in the box.
Bye.
Bye, guys.